Hi everyone, my name is Francisco Andrade, and for today's video I'm going to speak about the project part number 4. Well, in this case I select Copper's Burger, which is a company that is in United States, and he wants to be part of the Mexican market. So yeah, uh, or we are Copper Burgers, and we want to be part of the Mexican market. So let's get started. Hi everyone, my name is Francisco Andrade, and I'm part of the PR consulting company, which is a company focused on business consulting to export his products or brands to another country. In this case, it's for me an honor to be part of Cooper Burgers, try to enter to another country like Mexico, because I think Mexico it provides a lot of cultural information, a lot of money, a lot of investment. So yeah, to begin with this, is important to know the entire environment of Mexico. So yeah, let's get started. The relationship between Mexican demographic and purchasing power, and this is the first question, is favorable for them of their products? Well, in this case, I think is one of the weakest point of Mexico because according to the UNAM, irrelevant to even talk is the current 6-year attempt to the minimum wage has increased by 12.8%. Its real purchasing powers decreased by 11.11% due to increase in commodity price. That means that, well, they give you more money in the minimum wage, but in reality, all the products, all the electricity and all that has increased too. So yeah, I think that is one of the weakest point here in Mexico, because I've mentioned before the current minimum price is 122 pesos, which is quite low. Besides, I don't know, countries like United States, like Canada, and I don't know. I think in this part doesn't get affected enough Cooper's Burger because the price range of these burgers is like 50 pesos to 100 pesos, which is something accommodating to the pocket of the Mexicans for real. Well, the next slide is how the Mexican policy system can help or undermine the invader. In terms of opportunity, Mexico is very generous country that allows all international companies to enter. And this is because of the NAFTA. And this allows to support American companies to invest and buy a small business, which is the national treatment. And I want to have emphasis in this part in the article 1102. This article favor investments for all the country, which also allow invest like $25 million and pay in installment in order to support invest company and not get affected so much in their business. Besides that, is there are more articles that is in favor of American companies to be able to enter to establish themselves in Mexico. And this is very can be used in Cooper's Burger because they want to invest here in Mexico. Well, how will playing within the Mexican economy system in a specific economics surround the specific industry? Well, in this case, it's like a food industry. Mexico is the first seller of prepared food in Latin America. In Latin America, is quite alarming, but in this case is very fabulous to Cooper's Burgers. Tries to keep the food industry growing. Mexico invests a lot in this industry, since the fast food currently account for 2% of the Mexico GDP. So yeah, I think it's very important to keep this in mind because the food industry has a lot of high industry. Well, second, the next slide is how to use the Mexican legal system and government regulation to the favor. Well, this is an aspect of any country here in Mexico can use laws in your favor. In this case, as a restaurant, these are several laws and articles that do get no favor, such articles that comment previously that don't make you pay a full cost of the invest, which is quite nice. There are also the time hard of high Mexican people. At the beginning, we are not charged so much for social security, just because it's an international company, there are no charged so many charges with too many tax. In this case, you can hire Mexican people and don't get paid like too many taxes. Well, the next slide is how the Mexican peso doing. Well, in this case, the Mexican peso has suffered a lot. These dual economy events that Mexico had through these years. At the time of making this report, the peso has a value of 20.10 pesos versus the dollar. And here is a graphic that you can see the the Mexico peso is like doing from July to April. In this case, it's very favorable to their country, to the to the Cooper Burgers enter to Mexico because I don't know, it's very important to have this in mind. The peso doing because the dollar has a more value price besides the Mexico, the peso. Well, and assigning of Mexican culture in the workplace. Well, this is very important to keep in mind too. The reality of the work culture in Mexico is quite competitive, complicated. Since it's a culture where it's very effective, the level of interaction that one has quite good. There is always a good atmosphere of company, but other times it's quite chaotic. But this is the same reason there are people with a lot of contact and empathy. This type of action could help us to have a united workforce where the boss decisions are respected and with a healthy environment. So yeah, this is something what we need to keep in mind because we are like from United States, but we are going to hire like Mexican persons. So yeah, I think that is very important to know the culture in the workplace. Well, this is a very important part. How to comply with relevant fiscal and or environment regulations. Well, it's too many points that a food company must complete, which such a company constitution in case of deciding to operate as a legal entity, sign up for the SAT, employer registration before the aims, opening of bank accounts, land use, nothing of operation before COFEPRIS, a proof of civil protection, operating license, and these are tax regulation that is an established must complete, but they aren't to sell food. Well, another important topic is what to speak about Mexican hiring practices, employment benefits, minimum wage, and the role of labor union. Now, for the first part, you must gather all the information previously commented and explained. The minimum salary in Mexico is, like I mentioned before, is like 122 pesos. The wages hiring staff will be informal, like it's very usual here in Mexico, hire like informal way to be part of the workforce. Well, and this is like in least relevant trade policies. Like I mentioned before, the NAFTA has a lot of agreements that that allows to the American companies and a lot of company of United States be established in Mexico. So in this favor is get more favor. Um, like I mentioned before, uh, don't pay a lot of money to invest here. It's like to do like a quote. So yeah, well, these are my recommendations. Should they enter the Mexican market? Yes or no? Yes, from my point of view, it's the business that could have a great success and due to the large number of consumers in our country of fast food, which will make the easy to enter. open a franchise and start selling hamburgers. When you should try to start doing why and what are the costs, the best thing will be going to Mexico in 2022. This in order to calm down the COVID because the COVID situation don't get allowed to get personally, and I don't know, is more. I think is more practice to be in the 22 because you can give very personally. Well, for an exporting company, I think the minimum price that they need to pay is like a 25 million dollars because you can use the loss to to get introduced to yourself. So yeah, to what scale? The national market directly or regional market instead, and why? I think the best thing will be to enter in the three main states and to establish in each state. That's leaving a total of six branches in Mexico, distributing in states such as Guadalajara, CDMX, and Monterrey. This in order to enter quickly and directly. I'm on exporting, licensing, franchising, joint ventures. Well, in this case, I select the franchises because I think there is you can get all the punches of your invention. So yeah, I think the best way is in franchise. Are any acquisition or strategy islands to be made? Yes, we could see the islands, any soft drink or bread company. In this case, it could be a win of both parties. Could help us either to have more customer of both parties win. Well, I say like conclusion. I think that Burger is a very big company and he need to invest here in Mexico because in reality is taken will more that his investment. So yeah, I think the best way, in my point of view, is like Burger need to invest here in Mexico because he can win a lot of money. And yeah, that's it for my video. I know it's a little bit messy, but I do my best. Thanks.